Hi, I'm Katie Miller. I'm President of the Law Institute of Victoria. There's been lots happening this week. We not only have a three-peat premiership winner in the form of Hawthorn Football Club, but there's actually been a lot happening in law as well. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to give you a bit of a roundup of what's been happening. The first interesting development in law is that the Victorian Law Reform Commission's report into the use of medicinal cannabis has been tabled in Parliament. The report made 42 recommendations, and the Andrews government has committed to implementing each of those recommendations in full or in part. So what does that mean? It's an interesting situation in Victoria. It means that cannabis is going to be grown and can be consumed in certain circumstances for medicinal purposes. It's a big change in the way that we think about this drug. So how's it all going to happen? Well, I'm sorry to tell some of your clients, but you won't be able to grow your own and you won't be able to smoke it. What's going to happen is the government is going to license private growers to grow the cannabis and then they'll need to put it into a therapeutic goods form. So what that means is it's going to need to be in some sort of tablet form or some sort of form that we recognise as medicine. Now obviously the fact that there are going to be people being allowed to grow this substance means that people who shouldn't have their hands on it are going to be interested in that. So there is going to be some regulation. And so for the first time in Victoria, we're going to have an Office of Medicinal Cannabis. And I'm sure they'll receive some very interesting job applications. The other development are changes to the laws relating to adoption of children where their parents are in a same-sex relationship. At the moment, one parent in a same-sex relationship can be recognised as the parent of the child. The other parent isn't recognised as the parent, and that causes difficulty when you're at hospital and you need to consent to medical treatment for the child. It can cause problems with schools not knowing if they're actually allowed to tell both parents vital information about the child. And it can also be disturbing for the family in that they feel as though they're not recognised by law as a family. Well, all that's going to change. Both parents can now be recognised as the parent of the child. And so that means that both parents will be able to give consent to medical treatment, receive information about the child from government and schools and other places. And it also means that as a society, we're recognising what's already happening in practice, that there are lots of same-sex couples who are successfully parenting children. And finally, just a reminder that this week is Mental Health Week. At the Law Institute of Victoria, we want all lawyers to be mentally healthy and happy. Just a reminder that if you're feeling like your mental health is not where it should be, there are lots of resources and support available to you. If you need to talk to someone, you can contact the Victorian Lawyers Healthline. But remember that mental health is not just about helping out in times of crisis. It's also about being mentally healthy. And given that it's spring, it's a great opportunity to get out there and get out of the office and just have a bit of space. If you want some tips about how you should be doing this, I recommend that you check out the Young Lawyers blog. They've got some great tips about what you can do during lunchtime to just get out of the office. So that's what's happening this week. I hope you've all had a really successful week. I hope that you've got something fun planned for the weekend. Just a reminder that this whole month is Regional and Suburban Young Lawyers Month. So if you're looking for something to do, check out the website and you may find a good activity with some of the young lawyers in the suburbs and the regions. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have a good and a safe weekend.